Hello, this is Jared playing Oxygen Not Included, and today's project is going to be inspired from you guys. First of all, AJ suggested cleaning up this hodgepodge of a base and getting some private bedrooms and other things. So I'm going to start clearing out this little spot here, be able to work on that. And Matthew suggested playing around with a very cold liquid. Maybe bringing in some of this liquid here and getting that to fight against some of this ice. Well, I thought, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we get the liquid that's going to come from this volcano and see what happens if I dump that down in this little zone. The other thing is going to send these guys back, starting with the dupe over here that can dig well. That's rock, since there's going to be a lot of some mining that's going to be happening. So send rock over. I am also concerned about one thing. If we do heat up down here, I've got lots of solid chlorine, solid carbon dioxide. I thought maybe what we'd be smart in doing is storing that off in this little zone. So that once we heat this up, we don't have a big bubble of carbon dioxide chlorine that comes up towards the base. Continuing to clear out this area and slowly pushing some of this natural gas up and out of the way. So we've cleared out all of this. Get that little area as well. I'm just about to install this. So what I'm thinking, we're going to have one of these for solid carbon dioxide, and we'll have the other one for solid chlorine. Let's see if this works out. Okay, so what this means is instead of exploding once this area warms up in here and potentially affecting my base, we'll get to solid carbon dioxide there and eventually the chlorine over there. When we open this up, this means that we can actually get those things out of the way. So I notice we've got a little bit of carbon dioxide popping up around here, so maybe we'll just open this up just a little bit, help that find its way at the bottom of the base. Decided we want to go into this area just to kind of tighten things up, so we'll put in some Atmos suits over there. Change the crude oil line. Instead of dumping from that just into this random location, I'm having that actually go into the oil refinery. And let's go down and check out how we are doing with our solid chlorine carbon dioxide. We've got 2,800 and 190. And as that starts to freeze, that's continuing to go in there. Excellent. See, there's some solid carbon dioxide. Why not dig that out? Before we go any further with this setup, what I'm wanting to do, hold on, unreachable. Is that because Atmos suit? No. Oh, I see. Okay, all right, I guess we need a little bridge to get across. All right, but before we do that, I kind of want to make sure that this crude oil here is not lost down here, so I'm just going to dig this out a bit, see if that can make its way, kind of fighting with a little bit of mercury, though. We'll see how this goes. Just printed a pup bowl, so hoping that... Oh, building melted. Oh! What's happening over here? That was what exactly? It's not our pipe, so we're still able to send water in. Wasn't the conveyor rail? Everything still seems to be functioning. Okay. All right, let's not worry about that then. All right, we've got that set up. We're dropping off our pup bowl. As long as we're able to wrangle. That should be on the way. Oh, there he is, right there. Cutting through a little bit of diamond down here. And at some point I want to make a wall just about that location. We'll see what happens when... Okay, this guy is currently dormant, but yeah, I don't think that's going to last forever. What about the other volcanoes? What has that done in terms of heat This copper not really doing too much. I was sending liquid on top of that. Actually, maybe what happens if we reconnect this? So that's going to give this contact with a little bit of copper here, which is ultimately going to go down a little bit more. I think there was another volcano. It's infectious polluted oxygen. And the other thing was we get a little bit more heat from this saltwater geyser than the volcano itself, at least in the last little bit. And we've got all of a sudden lots and lots of liquid. I don't think we want to continually run this forever, but so we'll have the... Oh, might as well do analysis. So entering this area with Atmos suits, we're going to start to make some tiles. Figured it was a little bit easier to do this than try to get them in from angles from the bottom. The other thing is I've been slowly pushing this crude oil over and over. Eventually we're going to have room for this guy to be able to dump some hot stuff while still hopefully being able to get access to all this crude oil. Because I want that in the form of plastic. Look at how temperature has gone for this setup here. It's getting pretty warm. Now I want to deal with some of the gas issues. If I want this to be a livable area, we need oxygen. We have a little bit of oxygen, but we're going to build a pump down here. Initially, we'll store that over in here, and we'll deal with long-term solution later on. And I want to clear this area out for a little bit of oxygen processing. And I've also noticed that I'm a little uncomfortable with the amount of heat that came from this volcano, so we're going to see if we can block that guy off for now. So here is our carbon dioxide pump running. Now we're opening up this area just a little bit more for some electrolyzers. I'm going to collect some hydrogen over here. Oh! First of all, yeah, maybe we should be careful not to block that off yet. Knock this over. And, yeah, I should have this set up so that it dupes with the, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Alright, we need to clean this up. Okay, good. Glad to see that blocked off anyway, if nothing else. Just curious if we can actually seal this off such that there's crude oil on just one side of this. It'd be kind of nice if we could. I'll start the process, maybe making a ladder down from this side. And I've just noticed we are out of sandstone. So these guys still have food, but there's no new sandstone I can put in there. Well, maybe look at that after. Looking pretty good down here. Alright, this is where the fun begins. We're going to start digging into here. I guess some of this liquid's going to go with us. Just put a final tile. Actually, hold on. Technically, we could do this type of thing. But yeah, well, first of all, we'll see what happens here. My assumption is this is going to turn to... Is this going to turn to ice? Or will this actually warm it up? Now, I'm going to assume it's going to turn to ice. Largely. We'll see. We might need to, we'll stop at this point right here maybe. It looks like we might need to coax this liquid down. Oh, or it's just going to take us time. One or the other. We'll install some, that. Once this is popped, as well as this. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So salt water coming into contact with a massive amount of ice. That must be mercury. Yeah, mercury's already frozen right there. And we haven't even... okay, so maybe... What if I just did this? Open up that volcano. Do I put in obsidian insulation on this side? Maybe get someone to analyze this for us. And eventually, if we're directing this down, that should be joining this, all this liquid here. Looks like we might actually need to go right down to the bottom, so why don't we just do that? We got dormant, but we're doing analysis. And we're opening up. I might need to open this up a little bit further even. Let's just look at temperature. Minus 140, minus 14. I'm going to say we're going to get, yeah, we're clearly getting ice. Crude oil at the bottom. So now I'm going to be bringing up a heavy watt wire line and installing some electrolyzers up here. Do a little bit of gas processing. Thinking if we're going to have this living area, we might as well make it more pure oxygen rather than having electrolyzers inside the base. A little bit of mopping up. Let's go have a look at that. Okay, the volcano. Next activity, 30 cycles. Ah. Well then, I guess that is going to be a much later on thing. So we'll come back to this part of the project. I might end on just getting an oxygen supply, and tomorrow we'll start with actually designing the base proper inside here. So I probably went completely overboard with this oxygen system. We'll have this wrapping through. What we're going to do, we're going to still cool in here at the moment. So we'll do an insulated line of water, claiming back some of this area over here from that natural gas geyser. Do the old analysis. Do that little open area. So the hydrogen that we're going to get from here, we'll scoop into these pumps, and that's going to converge with our hydrogen that we're collecting over here. Getting a little bit full. So actually that might change a little bit now that I start using pumps more, not just for atmosuits, but for actually filling the base itself. So we'll see how this goes when it becomes operational. I forgot put in everything that's non-oxygen. Most likely, I'm figuring there's going to be mostly hydrogen. So we'll just kind of push it up there. I think all that's left is to bring in the heavy watt wire line. Make sure each of the electrolyzers has access to the powers. And I'll put the settings obviously on one of these guys and then copy everything across. Put in 2020, looking for oxygen. Let's just cut the power. No sense running pumps without electrolyzers running. Okay, while that's going on, let's inspect a few things. We don't have any heat. We should have a good amount of gold. That could be some of the decoration that we do next time inside the actual living area, 25 tons. Lots of plastic, so that should give us the ability to make our private bedrooms. Oh, right. You forgot. I forgot about you. Okay, maybe I should not have exactly done what I've done there. Maybe we'll put that right like that. Do this type of thing. Dig this out. So this is going to be a bunch of hot water in here. Come back to this in time. I want to make sure that you have access to power. Over 1,000,000 calories. Let's just look at the overall temperature. It's a little hot spot down here from this little guy. Haven't used the metal refinery in a bit. Maybe I will ask for some more iron. Maybe 30 of that. And how is... Oh! Okay, yeah. So if your guess was it's going to alter into ice, that's exactly the case, at least for now. Though what has that done to the temperature? That has had an effect. So we're under minus 100 at least, right next to this guy. And it'll be a bit before this thing is active on it. Last little pieces here. So let's go choose oxygen. Oh, we didn't get that last one over here done. What other setting? Oh yeah, this. Apply that all across. Wonder if we're just... Yeah, decided not to make these out of lead in case it gets too hot. Though, we'll have to bring in a cooling system anyway. Maybe that's not necessary. Just want to make sure that that setting gets applied. Let's turn this whole thing on. Well, first of all, do we have... Okay, water's ready. Let's plug this guy in. And you are obviously going to be looking for hydrogen. So initially, we're going to get some of that hydrogen to go, or oxygen rather, to go into the tanks. Let's make sure that it is just oxygen. It's looking good. A little bit of not oxygen, or... Oh, something's wrong here. Oh, okay, this one wasn't done right. It's supposed to kind of go like that. And what I'll be able to do next time is start to take these down to various rooms that we have available down here. So right now, oh wow. Okay, actually, looks like, let's look at oxygen overall. A little bit of an issue here, and this is where dupes go without ammo suits or gas masks. Though oddly, we've got oxygen below. We'll have to come back and deal with that, but my feeling what's going to happen is these tanks will become filled up at 20%. And then eventually these guys are going to run, and we'll see some oxygen naturally, slowly make its way down here. This pump is going, but we still have a big carbon dioxide bubble over here. Anyways, that might be it for today. I'm excited because next time I'll be able to actually design some living rooms, private bedrooms, and maybe some recreational rooms. Lots of gold, so the decor should be great. And maybe get up to other projects. Oh. Okay, that's right too. What are we at? 3,100 and 200. All right, see you next time. This is Jared playing Oxygen 9 Clay.